So I actually had to look about what do you mean by miracle, because I try to relate loving kindness, metta, with miracle. I just read out what I find in the dictionary for you. Miracle is an extraordinary and welcome event that is not explicable by natural or scientific laws and is therefore attributed to a divine agency, a supernatural phenomenon. I don't think it means that. And it is more like a remarkable event or development that brings very welcome consequences. Development means the practice that we do. And I would like to start the talk by bringing you read out sutta from the Anguttara Nikaya, the numerical discourse. It's called the benefits of loving kindness. We all want to do some practice, but we want to know what is it. So, what the Buddha says is beneficial for us, not just Ayya Serī say or Ayya 𝘔𝘦 say or someone say. Okay, so this is from the sutta. This is a translation from Ajahn Sujato. So we say, mendicants, monks, you can expect 11 benefits when the hearts released by love have been cultivated, developed, and practiced. Make a vehicle and a basis, kept up, consolidated, and properly implemented. I want to repeat that because we just thought that metta is just come out of nowhere. It requires our work, the practice. So how do we do that? It's cultivate. We need to cultivate it. We need to develop it, and we need to practice. Make it a vehicle, a basis, kept up, consolidated, and properly implemented. So we'll continue. What 11 benefits? You sleep at ease. You wake happily. You don't have bad dreams. Humans love you. Non-humans love you. I love that. That means those of you who are scared of ghosts, this is a good practice for you. Practice loving kindness. Deities, as neighbors, protect you. You can't be harmed by fire, poison, or lead. Your mind quickly enters immersion or concentration. Your face is clear and bright. You can't feel lost when you die. If you don't penetrate higher, you will be reborn in the realm of divinity, the realm of devas. You can expect 11 benefits when the heart released by love has been cultivated, developed, and practiced. Make a vehicle and a basis, kept up, consolidated, and properly implemented. So in a way, it's not really that you can expect just miracle just happen. We need to practice it, remind ourselves of it, and use it every day. Just like when you're sitting here, just now been spreading loving kindness. So you do that every day, every time, or every situation. I just want to mention another one that is loving kindness is not just, it is also mentioned in the eighth. So we do the work in the noble eightfold path. So sila, samadhi, panya. Sila, we already mentioned sila when we took the 5 precepts in the beginning. So first precepts, not to harm any living beings, but cultivate loving kindness and compassion. So we need to do the work. And someone used to say to me that they can cultivate, they can keep the first precepts not to kill any living beings except cockroach. Or they can accept ants or accept mosquitoes. So remember that it is all beings, and remember what the Buddha said. So it is something that you need to cultivate and develop. You might say no at the moment, you can't do it, but each time you hit on another mosquitoes, then you remind yourself, this is another being. I would like to cultivate loving kindness, so next time I don't hit it, I will probably blow it away, or find any other means. That is what it means by cultivating and make it as your basis. And just to mention, talk a bit more about the Noble Eightfold Path, because for the Sila, Samadhi, and in the Samadhi, one of the Eightfold Path, the right effort, that is the right effort is not to do, if you notice that you use loving kindness, if the loving kindness haven't increased, you do not find any loving kindness in your heart yet, you practice to increase or to induce the loving kindness in your heart by, just now we use the example of when you don't hit the next cockroach or next mosquitoes. That's one of the way. So each time you do that, you put in the effort not to do that again and again. And the other effort is, if you know that your loving kindness already been triggered in you, you have loving kindness in your heart, do everything you could to protect it, to leave it there. So when you say something to the next person, make sure that you say some kind words. And you know that you always say kind words, continue to say that. Remind yourself, this is the practice outside the meditation. And if you find that, what do I say, you don't have loving kindness, you want to increase it. When you have loving kindness, you want to protect it, and make sure that you continue to practice, trigger off this loving kindness. Well, there's two more. There's two more. I can't remember now. May I come back to it later? So that is one of the efforts you need to put in. And the other one is panya, the wisdom. One of the panya, that right thoughts that the Buddha mentioned in the Noble Eightfold Path is renunciation, harmlessness, and non-ill will. That is loving kindness. So loving kindness having appeared again and again and require work. Work means how do we keep that in mind by practicing loving kindness, and outside of sitting on the cushion, and we put it into our action, such as when we take up the precepts, we seriously, sincerely want to do that. So no more accept cockroaches or accept mosquitoes. That is included in part of our loving kindness practice. Someone you disliked, just like in the meditation, we can't, even though we might not really see eye to eye to someone you dislike yet, but at least when you are away from the person, bring that person in your mind, saying, I disagree with you, but I do not wish you harm. I wish you well and happy and safety for you. Just, for example, Donald Trump. We disagree with him, we don't like him, but we do not wish harm towards him. We still wish him well. So we are allowed to disagree, his, not like his actions, but we still can wish him no harm. So now that's the next part. That's my favorite part, because I like to tell stories. So I especially would like to tell some stories. This is the first story. Is about involve my grandma and Ayya Vihara. So one of the time when I was looking after Ayya Vihara, I received a phone call from the hospital. My grandma wasn't well in the hospital, and so she required surgery. She was 98 at the time. Most of the time, we would say 98, you don't really want to have surgery anymore. But the tricky situation was, if she don't have the surgery, she's going to die in pain. But so there is not really many choices. We don't want the person to die in pain. Ayya was really sick at the time. The phone call I received is 12 a.m. midnight. I have to talk to someone, so I spoke to Ayya. She wasn't well, but she's still willing to wake up in the middle of the night and have a discussion with me whether should I say yes to the surgery or should I not? And at the end, Ayya was advised me, especially she died on the operating table, then she died in pain. So I said yes to the surgery. And at 12 a.m. or 1 a.m., I need to go to see my grandma before her surgery. So Ayya agreed to come with me. She was already in the wheelchair. She came with me. I got to knock on someone's door, Jackie Lambert. She just passed away. She's already in her 70s. We don't really want her to drive all the way to the hospital, which is about 40 minutes, Saccā. Looking at me because she knows she's from Perth, so she knows where is Saccā Hospital. So we call a taxi. Initially, I wake up Jackie so that because I don't have the money, I can't pay for the taxi fares. The reason is so that she can pay the taxi drivers, whatever approximate amount, and then we can be delivered to the hospital. And Ayya was willing to come with me even though she was sick. So both of us end up in the hospital, 3 of us end up in the hospital. I wheel Ayya all the way into the emergency department where my grandma was and chanted her blessings. And then she was taken into the surgery. And Ayya, some of you might not know her. She was sick, diagnosed with a degenerative neurological conditions at the time. She was already in a wheelchair. So she needed to come with me. She came with me to the hospital, and we stayed all the way until my grandma finished her surgery, which is about 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. in the morning, with someone there sick. When we talk about in difficult situations, Ayya was my teacher, and she was demonstrating the power, I would say, of loving kindness. Even she is sick. She was sick herself. She already passed away in 2021, so it is about 3.5 years ago. But at the time, she's willing to come with me, stay up whole night, waiting. My grandma's surgery at the time was successful, and waiting for her to be taken to the ICU, and then before we left. So 3 of us took a taxi back to the Hermitage, which is another 40 minutes away. So we can say miracle or the power of loving kindness that Ayya was showing or demonstration to me and Grandma, and so is Jackie. They are not her relatives, is what we mean, but yet they're willing to sacrifice their sleep in the time that they are in difficulties because she's in wheelchair. So I bought the wheelchair for her, took the wheelchair out, and then put her into the wheelchair. before, and then we do the same thing again, reverse, put her into the taxi, put the wheelchair into the taxi, and then drove all the way back. For me, I'm very grateful for Ayya's actions or practice. So that's what I'm talking about. You make the effort to really show your kindness, your care and support to the people. She didn't blink an eye to say, oh, I'm not well, you go ahead, I'll stay here. If she said that, I probably can't go because I don't want to leave her alone in the inside the hermitage by herself because she wasn't well. So that's one story. I've got more story to tell. So the men who know her, who know Ayya Vihara, she's one of those people that who ooze and radiate loving kindness. She was already unwell, so unwell that she have a support worker, so she's not able to look after herself. She will need to be transferred using the hoist from the bed to the wheelchair. And in the middle of the night, I have volunteers and support worker to come to help me to change her, to move her. But even though she was so unwell, in a difficult situation herself, but she always stay up. The people who come will be at 12 a.m. to change her, to turn her. She will stay up until 12 a.m. And she will purposely wait until that time so that she can say thank you to the volunteers or the support workers, the carer who come to help me to change her. And sometimes she even will comment on, your talk is it new? She's very observant in the difficult situations she was in. At 12 a.m., she still can say, wow, your top looks very nice on you. She will notice people have a haircut, the volunteers. She will say, you have a very nice haircut. All those people came were always amazed by her practice, to be able to observe those tiny things, even though she wasn't well. But more sorry. And I must say, she used to, every night, she would say, before she went to bed, she would say thank you to me. She said, thank you, Venerable, for looking after me, looking after her. I say to Ayya, I don't need to repeat that. I knew that you appreciate that. She did that every night. But she said, I want to make sure you knew my appreciation, just in case I do not wake up the next morning. So the one is the practice of understanding of the Dhamma. We might not be here, the impermanence. We might not be here the next breath. Earthquake can collapse this building. It happens in Myanmar, in Thailand recently. So Ayya Vihara understand the practice, understand the Dhamma, and on top of it, she has the loving kindness that she really want to let people know how much she appreciates our kindness. I think I've got plenty of time to tell another story, also about Ayya Vihara. Because to me, she's, when we talk about difficult situation, she's one of those people, role model, that I look up to, that really embracing loving kindness in difficult situation. As I say, she have degenerative neurological conditions. She in wheelchair. In the last 6 months of her life, she can't walk. She can't swallow. So she needs to have a special food and nutrition. But all the support workers, all the volunteers love to come to see her, even though she don't say anything. But her smile and just the kindness that she's sitting, it's difficult to describe unless you were there. watching her, that they love to come and help her to do what needs to be done. And I have someone here that will offer dana every week, special dana, because she can't consume certain food. Just because it is so, the loving kindness that she's radiating, make it so comfortable, and it attracted us, me as well, to want to be there, to want to do whatever needs to be done. So this is the next story also about Ayya Vihara. I think about a month before she passed away, Ajahn Brahma also visited her, to come and see her. So just before he left the hermitage, so he asked Ayya Vihara, is there anything, any questions you would like to ask? Anything that you would like, any questions you would like to ask him? Or any requests? She's already in palliative care, and she wasn't well. We know that she can pass away or die anytime. But she could not speak. So what we did is we have a spelling board, a piece of cardboard, which written down A to Z, and because she can't speak, so each time she make a sentence, she need to hold my hand. Then I say A. If it is A, she's going to squeeze my hand. That's how we make the sentences or words. It takes a long time to say a sentence or word, but she's willing to do that. And I must say, she do not demonstrate any frustration because she's going to squeeze my hand if it is A. So I ask her, okay, Ajahn Brahm asked, so then I point A. If it is A, she squeezes. If not, she don't squeeze me. So I can feel her squeezing on my hand. So she formed some words. So she started to say, please. Imagine the spelling of please only. We go from A to Z, and then I start again. So both Ajahn Brahm need to have the patience and loving kindness and acceptance of the situation. And Ayya Vihara need to be able to consistently doing that action, squeezing from each letters. She say, please look after. And then the next word is A. Ajahn Brahm actually guessed what she said. So Ajahn Brahm asked her, you mean please look after Ayya Serī? So after Ajahn Brahm asked that, so I asked her, is it what you mean? She squeezed my hand. I was really touched. I must say at the time, I cried. Because she can ask anything in the world. She can ask for blessings for herself. She can ask any questions about the Dhamma or anything. That's a difficult situation because, as I say, writing one word requires us to go from A to Z and then go back again for the next word, from A to Z again. And how much energy and patience you have to have in order to spell out just please look after A, and of anything else, she asked Ajahn Brahm to look after Ayya Serī. So I was really, really touched by her gesture or by her request. I think that's the time that Ajahn Brahm asked me whether would I like to spend a year or not a year. Well, we as Buddhists, we are not shy of talking about death and dying. So he asked in front of Ayya, after Ayya passed away, would you like to spend some time at Uddiyana Monastery or spend some time in Jhanagrove? I said yes. And that's how I ended up in spend 1 year in Jhanagrove Meditation Retreat Center after Ayya passed away. So I was really grateful because I spent 1 year on retreat there. Didn't see anyone except went to Peter Park and then bring my food back to the meditation, my Kuti? No, not Kuti. We have in Jhana group there's 10 retreat cottage. Thank you. So each cottage have 6 rooms. For the nuns, there's 4 rooms. So I stay in one of the rooms. So I bring my food bag and just stay in, and I spend the whole year there. Very conducive situation. So that's one more story. I have time. I have another story. This time I want to stay away from Ayya Vihara. It's something that happened recently. But I want to read you the sutta. Before I do Q&A, do I have time? Before 9 o'clock? Yeah. So I'm going to read a sutta. This is from the Connected Discourse, Samyutta Nikaya, or the Linked Discourse. This is by Ajahn Sujato. It is 11.22. Those who are interested. The title of the sutta is called Ugly. It is a short sutta. So this is the sutta. Near Savatthi, in Jeta's grove. Once upon a time, mendicants, there was a native spirit who was ugly and deformed. He sat on the throne of Saccā, lords of gods. But the gods of the 33 complain and grumble and object. Oh, how incredible, how amazing! This ugly and deformed spirit is sitting on the throne of Saccā. Saccā is the king of the gods. So it is a special throne. But the more that the gods complain, the more attractive, good-looking, and lovely that spirit became. Ajahn Brahm gave the simile, but in an opposite direction, opposite way. So I'm going to just continue with the sutta. So the gods went up to the Saccā and told him what had happened, adding, "Surely, good sir, that must be the anger-eating spirit." Because the gods was, other gods were saying, unhappy. Why did these, ugly-looking demons sit on the throne? So the more that they don't like it, this demon become pretty and beautiful and nice and lovely. So they complain to the Saccā. Then Saccā, the king of gods, went up to their spirit with full respect, arranged his robe. I'm going to stay as close to these sutras because I can deviate, say that the Saccā offered tea to the demon, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to read out. Arrange his his robe over one shoulder, kneel with his right knee on the ground, raise his joined palms like you did. That is a very respectful gesture. And then towards the anger-eating spirit, and pronounce his name 3 times. Good sir, I am Saccā, lords of gods. Good sir, I am Saccā, the lords of gods. And good sir, I am Saccā, the lord of gods. So it is, rather than he do any other than to say, "Hey you, why you sit on my throne?" He just said, "Good sir, I am the Lord of gods." Why do you tell him that? I'm the one who meant to sit on the throne. But he didn't say that, go away or do anything. He just said, "Good sir, I am the Saccā, the Lord of gods." But the more that the Saccā pronounced his name, the ugly and more deformed the spirit became, until eventually it vanished right there. So the more that the Saccā become so polite and nice to these ugly anger-eating demons or spirits, then the more that this spirit from a very beautiful big demon become very tiny and go back to being ugly and disappear. Then the Saccā, Lord of gods, guiding the gods of the 33, recited these words. My mind isn't easily upset. I'm not easily drawn into the maelstrom. I don't get angry for long. Anger doesn't last in me. When I do get angry, I don't speak harshly, nor do I advertise my own virtues. I carefully restrain myself out of regard for my own welfare. That's what Saccā said. So the Saccā was saying that that's how I deal with this anger-eating demon. That's how I deal with anger or difficult situations. I don't speak and hit out immediately. I try to be polite and nice, look at the situation, and do what I can. So after saying that, it doesn't mean that someone treat you badly. You say nothing. You still say, oh, you are so nice. Thank you so much for treating me badly. Or anything like that. You actually could tease or could hiss. I'm going to give you an example. In November at the Paṭācārā Bhikkhunī Hermitage, we had some asbestos fans all around the hermitage. We are on a property, so we need to change all the asbestos fans. Some are quite bad, start leaning. So we decided it took us 4 or 5 months to negotiate with the neighbors, because we got 5 neighbors, 1 already done, so 4 neighbors. So both neighbors would agree to the fence being taken down and erect the new fence that is a colourblind. So it took us a long time trying to negotiate for colours, for the date, and which company to use. So after we done that, it happens in November. So we did 3 fences. One of the neighbor say no, she don't like the other treaties, the other company. She want to go with her company. Ask us to go with her, and we say yes, okay, you can organize it. We are happy, and she have a different color. So we have green color fence, and one side the old fence is free, and she want iron stone, a gray color. I really made up my mind from the beginning. I said, no, our aim is for harmony and loving kindness. So we say, if all the fences can be, we can write down, say, wall of harmony. Okay, we'll go with grey, that's fine. We have 3 different colors, that's not a problem. And however, when the day came, they just say that they're going to assess our property. So I'll say, yeah, they can walk through the property because she's going to do the rest of her fences as well. I went out for a walk with another nun who was staying with us at the time, came back and found that the company, the trade people, removed all the fences, including the neighbors' fences, not our fences as well, through our property. We have a big property, drag it out. They have to unscrew one of our fence so that just lift it up out of the hinge so that they can open the fence, and took all the asbestos fence out through that way. Of course, I came back, do not expect the whole property filled with men. So I was still saying, excuse me, why are you here? And who are you? Of course I wasn't happy because there's no free arrangement for them to move the rest of the fences out. I did make my stand. I say, no, stop, you can't continue. They say, only another 15 minutes. I must say, I make my stand. I say, no, because of course we want minimum asbestos to come through the property. I'm considering all our supporters who's coming to the hermitage. We've got young kids. So the less, the better. And they are not our fences, they are the neighbors' fences. So, and I did say that and insisted, but they knew that they did the wrong thing because they had no permission. They basically took the fence, the side door out in order for the fence to come in. So they left. People were saying, "Oh, that's okay. That's how the tradies are like." I say, "No, they're not doing the right thing." Some people say, "You must report to the police." But I thought, well, we don't really need to make it such a big thing. But I also want to make them realize that it is not acceptable. Means it is not acceptable. In Australia, there's multicultural. There is other cultural groups such as Muslims or even I knew that Jewish. The men will not enter the households, even to your home. You don't want men just to come to your house or anybody to come to your house without permission. So I was talking to the committee members, and I actually also seek advice from Ajahn Brahm. I say, Ajahn, is it okay for Buddhists to, especially me, to be the spiritual director of Paṭācārā Bhikkhunī Hermitage, to send a complaint letter into the company, and I'm going to sign my name saying that I'm the spiritual director and I have committee members to sign the letter as well. And Ajahn Brahm said, yes, we are allowed to complain, allowed to make our stand. So that's why I say you don't need to be saying, yeah, you treat me badly. We still can say, yes, that's okay. No, it is wrong, it is wrong. They are just like you're not keeping the 5 precepts by killing the cockroach. You are still not keeping the 5 precepts. One of the precepts is broken. So, but Ajahn Brahm is very kind. He said, but make your letter very nice and gentle. Say it nicely. We have committee members who wrote the letters. I do a draft letter. So she was in charge of polishing the letter to make it nice. We did that at 9 o'clock at night. She gave me 4 drafts in order to make sure that the letter is kind and nice, but we still send the complaint in officially to the company. Because we did it in a hurry late at night because our payment was due on Wednesday. So on Friday we still haven't paid yet. But we paid, I was just talking to Ajahn Brahm, he was saying that there's no point sending the complaint letter later. You need to send the complaint letter in before you pay, what we did is we sent the complaint letter in and saying that the payment will be followed. We still pay, but we want to voice our concern and are not happy with your actions. So that's what I'm trying to say is in difficult situation, we still can be kind and gentle, but doesn't mean that we do not make a stand for things that's not right. In this case, we make a complaint. People will say, why do you want to do that? It's already happened. But our aim is so that it will not happen for the next person. That is the sort of practice of loving kindness, so that we care for the next person who will be put into the same situation. It will not be us, we will never use the same contractor again. But when they do the same work or work for other people, they will think twice because we have the complaint letter put in. It's registered. We want to register on our committee, our minutes, and we told them that we want this to be formally recorded in your company for the complaint that we lodged in. I would like to give you some time to ask some Q&A questions, but that's why in whatever situation we are in, the practice of metta, loving kindness, is applicable in all our life, not just sitting on the cushions, like we did I did the guided meditation, loving kindness. But it can be used from situation that someone is dying, someone is disabled. One day will be us, and we get old and dying. We still can be kind and gentle, and we will get the help we need because we are kind and gentle. Not many people would like to come and help someone who is screaming or frustration or angry. But they will come to help us when we are kind, speak as softly as we can. I did raise my voice with the contractor. I did say, "Excuse me, why are you in the property?" I didn't shout, I must say, but I did call out loudly when I walked into the property to see all these men that is coming out from the property, which was very lucky because I have another nuns there with me. I actually called my neighbor out to be the witness, just in case we need to do something or need to report, so that she was there as a witness of whatever is happening. But we need to, as I mentioned earlier, we need to cultivate. We need to cultivate, develop, practice, make it a vehicle, and to carry out, make it a basis in our practice. When you repeated the 5 precepts, this will not be your first time. Those that were Buddhists, you probably, every time the chanting starts, you will, most of the monastics will offer the refuges of the precepts. Why do we do that? So we are brainwashing ourselves. We recommit ourselves not to kill other beings, so that it become a significant situation like Ayya Vihara when she was sick. One day when we are sick, or when I need to deal with this contractor, we still have the balance of mind, still the loving kindness, still in our mind, that we do not wish harm or hurt you, but we can still deal with it with love, care, and support. And it becomes a second nature, like our precepts that we have repeated. Loving kindness, if we keep it in our mind and we make a determination to practice loving kindness. Practice just don't mean sitting on the cushion, but any situation. Someone would ask me one of the days to say, how do you practice loving kindness if you have unresolved business, even with people that you are with? Even someone already passed away. You can say that in your mind, someone who treated you really badly, may you be well and happy. Or you can't see that person anymore, they already passed away. You will still can have this kindness in your mind, or practice that. May you be well wherever you are. I wish you have the support of someone that you love, your loved one. I do that when after I passed away. I was so grateful to have a very beautiful or wonderful teacher, and have all the qualities that I look up to, the role model. So I think of her, I thought of her. I will say, Ayya, wherever you are, I wish you well. May you attain Nibbana. That is one of the ways that you can practice. Make it every day, something that you do. So I offer back the reflection to share that with you. May this teaching benefits us all, and on the path of practice and for the attainment of Nibbana. I think I'm happy to, before we finish, share merit, so I'm happy to take some questions.
Yes, we open the questions to the floor.
Anyone? Don't be shy. I promise I will not eat you by the end of eating.
Is there any challenges that you're facing practicing metta? I think that metta won't work. Any question? Any shares?
Yes.
This is the message.
Namo Buddhaya. Ayya Serī. How long did Ayya Serī took care of Ayya Vihara?
Close to 12 years.
So it's a very long period. May I know, was it easy? I mean, it's like it's a really long time. So how did Ayya, manage to go through such a long period, taking care of someone who's sick? I mean, I'm sure it's not easy to do, right?
As I say, I've given you some stories about Ayya Vihara, and I learned a lot from her. And as I say, it's easy for me to look after another monastic. Normally you will not have someone that will wake up in the middle, tell you every night that thank you for looking after me. And she did. So she is exuding the loving kindness. I can tell some more story. She really showed that her kindness towards me. When someone shows their kindness, it's easy to reciprocate the kindness back to her. Of course, I have great respect for her because she is, even though she's no longer here, she's my teacher. So I'm so grateful that I learned basically everything. So when I went into, some of you are in the program, I went into monastic life knowing I'm not from Theravada background and knowing minimum. And here am I now sitting in front of you, sharing about metta. So I basically learned all the things from her, from how to dress, how to behave, how to walk, how to behave myself in difficult situations. So that is easy part. And also she's very easy to look after. One of the things that, like as I say, before she passed away, she even asked Ajahn Brahm to look after me. And one of the stories I want to share is when she was still alive, she still could talk at the time. I wasn't well with some sort of health changes, so I need to start to do walking every day, 1 hour a day. So I need to get her shoes because I fell over a few times around the area. So I need to get a proper shoes. So I just about to go out. Normally in a monastic situation, so I pay respect to her. I'm just going out to the shops to buy a pair of shoes. So but I pay respect to her. I say, I am going out now. Someone took me. And she told me that, she said, Venerable, I cannot walk anymore. I don't need another pair of shoes. So don't save on the shoes. Get the best one to suit you. You can have the price of 2 shoes. So choose whatever you can. So someone can say that to me. Out of kindness, just say, spend whatever, if you can find one suitable. So you can imagine that if something is $20, you can have $40, so you don't need to worry. And how kind is it, a teacher that will say that to you? So to me, that is easy. With someone who's oozing and radiating loving kindness, I can't tell you when someone is difficult yet. So does it answer your questions? Of course, there's other challenges, not just Ayya. I have other challenges. I have really to deal with roster of support worker. They are not quite the practice of loving kindness like Ayya. They can call you anytime and say, I can't come, I have a cough. I'm not quite sure they really cough because they are not keeping the 5 precepts. But I just say, okay, no matter how difficult it is, you just need to deal with the situation. So those are difficult situations to deal with. Not Ayya, it's everything around that I need to deal with that is much more challenging. But I'm very lucky, I got Ayya. So when I'm complaining, I can tell you that I'll go say, oh no, so she will calm me down and say, yeah, look at this way, and look at it that way. So that's what I mean by have the opportunity to practice metta and the whole path at the same time looking after her. I must say one of the greatest things that I feel that I can't say proud of. I'm never have the thoughts of say, oh, I can't do any more, I'm going. Actually, when she was in palliative, before she was in palliative care in the hospital, because she need to go to the hospital ICU, I basically need to get ready to pack, and I still have those what they call fright or flight situation. Even until now, I always make sure that I shake my head, because if she went into the hospital, I don't know when I'm coming back. So I might not be able to come back to shower easily. I need all the organization might have small windows. So one of the times she was in the hospital, of course it's stress and lots of pressure, you know. So one, I'm not quite sure she will come back at a time. One of the ICU doctor was saying to me that you can say you can't look after her anymore. We can write a letter and send her to a palliative care hospital. I cried when this doctor said that to me, because I felt like someone understands the difficulties I'm facing. It's not that I want to leave Ayya alone, but someone who could understand the pressure of looking after someone that might die and might not die. And we are in and out of the hospital quite a bit. But the fact that this specialist doctor said that to me, even though I say I never have a thoughts of leaving Ayya, but the fact that the understanding made me feel like she's demonstrating her loving kindness. So it's just challenging and difficult, but I don't have that thoughts in my mind, because I'm looking after a practitioner that have all the qualities that I look up to. So I don't have, it's not difficult at all in a way, except dealing with other people, but I have a teacher that I can talk to. And I treasure that time with her, because difficult situations that I have someone to talk to, like my grandmother. Should we operate on grandma? To say yes, you operation on grandma or not? So I got a teacher that who wake up at 12 a.m. to answer my questions. Even went to the hospital with me. So I'm very lucky. So make the job easy and allow me to be, because of her, the situation is easy for me to look after her. Not easy, but yet easy in a way. Allow me to fulfill my promise to her. I did say to her that, don't worry, I will be here, provided I do not die before you. Because you never know. So I did say that to her. And because of her practice, and give me the opportunity to be able to fulfill my promise. So I'm very grateful. Any questions? One? Be shy. Even though you know me for a long time, you can ask questions. I haven't met some of the people here for 14 years that we used to be in high school together. Yes.
Maybe I have one question.
Yes.
A lot of time I think, probably it's easier to deal with friends. But your own spouses, your own children, is even your own disciples, sometimes it's even more difficult to deal to tell them what to do, what not to do. So how to deal with that?
Do you have any specific example?
I say spouses, they're very upset. How come you didn't take care of the children? You didn't help me to do the housework. You didn't talk to the children. You just came there and then you go out on your own. You got caring. For example.
It's always, you say, very difficult to deal with people that you are close to, especially you with them day in, day out. I have a suggestion that give yourself space. If the things happening at that time, best way for you immediately is either before you say something, count your breath to 3 before you say something. And then at least the words that you say is not out of this anger, and the speed will be rather than 50 kilometers per hour, will be 30 kilometers per hour. The fire will be taken out a little bit. If you give yourself space. If you're upset, I get upset too. Especially looking after Ayya Vihara, to go back to the question. You just I walk away. I'll walk to my room. I might cry. And then I'll wipe my tears and we'll go back out to deal with whatever the situation. That space allows us to be able to deal with the situation with more, a little bit more skillful. Of course, especially we can remember Metta. If you are practicing Metta, it will come to your mind straight away, and then you just remind yourself, Metta to yourself. Okay, I have people that who, in the midst of argument, they say that may everyone, they're trying to think that will not work, too late. But at least have love for yourself. Give yourself space, and then deal with it. That I do not, any difficult situation, the space can be a blink of 3 seconds. Because when you're angry with your spouse, it happened in real life. Someone will pick up a knife out of anger, just hit another person. It happened, husband and wife, that I know of, okay? So if you give yourself space of 3 breaths, which is easier to count, then at least give you the clarity, a bit of clarity, mindfulness, space, to not to take those drastic actions. You will not pick up anything around you. And you might also, by yourself giving yourself space, give the space to the other person who might be so angry, want to do something to you, hit you or something. So that space, give both of you the opportunity to have the mindfulness, refrain to come out. If not, you just deal with the next steps. You can, or give yourself time to run, turn around to run. If someone's going to hit you. Is it answer your question? You can ask more questions if it is not satisfactory.
Yes, but to family members it's difficult because no matter how, we have to see each other every day, every morning, and all the time. So when we see each other more, there's more anger, right? Rather than momentum.
Yes, that's why for us, for the meeting, sometimes we do, I'm talking about fellow members, we're talking about committee members, let's say, in my case. We actually start the meeting by having 3 minutes or a few minutes of silence. Or sometimes if you know that there is problems, you can have a metta meditation before we start. So there's nothing you can do if that negative or the bad karma already made. Bad karma means if I have a problem with Lai Xian, I already have the bad karma being made. So each time we will like fire and fire together. So the you will have time, you don't see each other, but it is too late when you see each other unless you, both of you can practice metta. Recently I did a sort of service for someone who just passed away. There's lots of unfinished business. I have about 30 people attended the service. I knew that there is some unfinished business in the group of people there. I knew all their stories. So what I did is I did a forgiveness ceremony. Even though it is not normally did it at the funeral service, but that day I did a forgiveness ceremony. You can see that their face from really hardened, at the end of it is softened up. Because there's opportunity for them might be able to say sorry or think that the person will admit their wrongdoing or the harshness that they did. So I assume when they are members, you all wanted to, and remember that being members, we all fellow practitioner on the path. We all sincerely wanted to practice. Yes, we might have our negativity being triggered off, but give the benefits of the doubt. Start with ourselves. We can't do anything to the person in front of you. We can't do anything for them, but we can. The one who is aware of it can do something. Remember that there's nothing, they have the good intention as well. Coming to Ariya, want to help to build the Bhikkhuni Sangha, want to be here to offer the services. So all the members have that goal. So remember that is kindness, the generous goal. So from our point of view, if we soften up first, it can flow to the person in front of you. So we always need to look after our heart. The Anguttara Nikaya got the sutras that the Buddha taught about how to remove grudges. Of course, loving kindness. Other things is think about the positive things, that good qualities the person have. Don't wait till the person in front of you is harder. Do that before you go, or practice loving kindness. You know that you have difficulties with this person. Use a person in your loving kindness meditation, or sometimes share merit. Say, think of the person. May you be well. We have difficulties. We can't see each other's point, but I wish you no harm. Even with that, each time, a bit at a time, from your own practice. Just like I know one of my favorite examples again. Similarly, from my environment that I learned, like a big jar. Do you know jelly beans? Yeah. So the jelly beans are different color. Got blue, white, black, pink, red, purple. I always equate loving kindness a pink jelly bean. I don't like the white jelly beans. I don't like to eat that. So I use it as a negative for anger or whatever. So the more you put in your pink jelly bean or loving kindness inside the jar, each time, so you can imagine that the probability of picking up a pink jelly bean, your pink metta reaction is higher. So you need to create your jar of loving of your heart full of pink jelly beans. So each time you pull out one, likelihood to be pink, metta. Yeah, sometimes you might have a white one that you don't like. Your reaction, I'm talking about your reaction, always yourself, not outside you. So yeah, sometimes you pull out a white one, then you deal with whatever. So that's why we say practice, develop it, cultivate it. You might want to say, okay, I see them all the time. You might say, okay, I have these difficulties. I might leave the commission, sorry, I'm not able to say that, for 1 year. Give yourself space, so that you can they are able to work with it. There's no point keep on having the chew wood, keep on rubbing, keep on having fire generating. So you can do space, or just say this. I'll go to a retreat. Give yourself space if you don't see the person for 9 days. A retreat's 9 days or 7 days. Give yourself space. Or just try and practice. Then you'll be stronger, your mindfulness is stronger. Then you remind yourself, yes, I need to remember about the metta, remember about the right effort I need to put in. Right effort is not don't get angry, not allow you, but replace it with something. Rather than just keep on holding your hand, saying don't get angry, but practice loving kindness. Don't need to sit down all the time, you just say that. In your mind, say, may you be well. Not on the day that you are having a shouting or this agreement, but every time. You know the difficulties, you say, may you be well. May I be well. Very important. If you don't have love, kindness, forgiveness to yourself, it's harder for others.
Thank you. And thank you, Ayya, for good answers. Any other question? If not, yes, Susan, please.
Yeah, thanks, Seri. So, just now we are discussing about external parties, which you can go away and walk away. But what about our own self? Like, when we are sick, the pain, it doesn't go away. When we send metta to our own self, the throbbing pain is consistently there. Whatever discomfort that we have in the body, we want it to disappear very fast because the pain is inside, we can feel it directly. But the impatience sometimes to want it to be released from the pain might cause anger and other defilements. So, another thing, how do we deal with our own self?
Okay, first of all, always remember to go back to the Eightfold Path. You can't just use one tool. You need to multiple tools. I can understand. I'm not feeling well for the past 4 days. I have stomach disturbances, and I also wish it to go away because I came back. I would like to eat all the local food, but I couldn't because I need to eat plain food. I wish that it would finish so that I can move on. Even tonight, I will take extra tablets so that I don't need to run to the bathroom. So I can understand. But you can't, so you're understanding that this will end. The 3 characteristics. So you need to, that's why coming to connection with the Buddhist center, coming again and again to listen to the Dhamma is very important to understand that the 3 characteristics of all phenomena, dukkha, anatta, and anicca. Dukkha, life is suffering. No matter how much we can organize it, I would like to come back to see my mom. Organized it a few months ago. I keep on waiting for the dates, and then finally it happened. And a few days before I depart, one of our supporters passed away. So I need to drop everything. Because I was in the midst of organizing my trip away, or organizing the trip when I go back to Perth. I have some teaching to do. But I need to drop everything to see this person and involve in the cremations and all the funeral services. So life is always dukkha, inconvenience. You can't choose. And impermanence changes. Well, so excited coming back here to see the family and see new people, all the friends. And yet, I got this dukkha of bodily discomfort, the pain. I wish to go away, or like to have the comfort. And how to plan like tomorrow I'm on a flight. I can't go to, do I still have the same discomfort tomorrow? But understanding that things can change. And remind yourself of the Dhamma. The Buddha going to get sick. It's a great ajahn, the pain that you can't get rid of. Ayya Vihara stuck in a wheelchair in a difficult situation for 12 years. She deteriorated from able to walk. She didn't use a walking stick. She used a walker, and in a wheelchair. She can speak. She cannot speak. Using a spelling board. If you ever deal with people that use a spelling board, the frustration with her practice, she do not have that frustration. So keep on going back to the Dhamma. You say, I wish, yes, I remember the teaching of the Buddha. One of the noble truths, life is suffering. So remember that. Remind yourself. Sometimes there's nothing you can do other than brainwash ourselves. Life is suffering. This pain will go away. Sooner or later, it can get better or get worse. If not get better, unfortunately, it will get worse. So to be able to, just now during the Metta meditation, to accept ourselves, have good wishes for ourselves, accept ourselves, our bodily function, whatever situation we are in, and whatever conditions we are in, to accept us, me first. Yes, we always think that we need to change the person in front of us, need to offer metta to the person in front of us. But us, we need to make this vehicle, this tank or this jar, jelly bean jars, to be bigger, big enough to fill in all the pain, discomfort, before we can really see, able to help anyone else outside us. So if you have difficult situation, sadhu, 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 your ajahn is there. It's hard, it's all right that you don't do it right. It's all right that you complain today, saying that, I wish it would go away. I say the same thing to myself. I say, am I in trouble? Am I, getting dehydrated? I don't want to end up in the hospital. All those things come to my mind too. But it's not helpful. All I can do is keep on drinking and deal with whatever situation that we're in. Does it answer your question? Do you have some more? If it's not satisfactory, you can ask questions. So let's continue. We're going to share merits, but before that, I'm leaving tomorrow, so I would like to chant the blessings for Ariya Vihara, for all the members here. Wishing you all the best. May you have success with your goal. You have a great leader here, Venerable Mangala, willing to sacrifice her time and energy for the Bhikkhuni Sangha. And wishing you happiness, good health. May all your good wishes be fulfilled. And may there be safety for all of you, and may there be success. And may all your aspirations come to fruition, especially for building of Ariya Vihara, the training Bhikkhuni and Nuns Training Center.